today I'm gonna do my first longish solo tour on the Himalayan. Life's been a bit crazy lately. We need a good ride to clear my head. And of course, it's been sunny all week, and on the day I'm gonna do this ride, it is now drizzling because that's just how it is. So today's ride is gonna be about 4 hours, 260 odd kilometers. It's going to be to Baguio City. For those of you who are not familiar, that's kind of the Philippine summer capital. It's a nice little city, about a mile high. It's the only one of its kind in the Cordillera mountain range. So it's a very easy ride, no off-road, but I really just wanted to be able to have a proper tour on the Himalayan. We're gonna be meeting up there for a family thing. So yeah, wish me luck. The ride is easy, but I'm always a little bit nervous going solo. I'm not used to it, but that's why I'm doing this, so I get used and get confident riding solo. Well, nothing much to be done about this rain except hope it lets up and just be prepared. So I've got my Revit Tornado 2 or 4. I'll put the right thing. H2O. Got the waterproof layer here. Don't need the thermal layer. My Usui Shred 16 backpack. It's not waterproof but water resistant. And it's got a rain cover. That should be good for this light drizzle. And hopefully it looks like it's letting up. So yeah, let's go. Let's start her up. This is my Chigi AIO5 Lite. So I'll tell you guys more about this device in another video. But yeah, it's a really cool onboard CarPlay system. I'm not gonna start the navigation yet because I pretty much know where I need to go and I want to save battery. Cold tire pressures look okay. And battery voltage looks okay. Those are the stats. We're just starting our trip. And yeah, we should go. Oh, there you go. So my CarPlay has just started working. Let's just load in some tunes. Alright guys, let's get after it. It is a Friday morning in Metro Manila. No me gusta. Very close. Okay. Yeah, I really want to switch to the the Osmo audio system so I can have this all wireless and not have to worry about the mic even when it rains, because this is vulnerable. You could wreck your camera if you leave this out while it's raining. I don't have to fiddle with all of this stuff. I have to fiddle with the USB door, Velcro it there. Second mic for exhaust sound somewhere in the backpack. Earplugs, a must. I'm using the Earpiece Moto earplugs, not the Pro ones. I'm constantly losing these things, so I always have to buy spares. Alright, so we've got a long highway, 1.5 to 2 hours of highway, non-stop. So I thought I'd chat with you guys for a bit. So those of you who have been long-time followers of this channel and saw the video about me buying this new Himalayan, you know that me and the Himalayan line go way back. So in the Philippines there's a 400cc rule on the highway. So meaning if you cannot afford a bike that's 400cc's ish and up, or registered as 400cc's and up, you cannot get on the highway. So when I was a new rider, getting a 400cc bike, which basically shorthand for that, we call it big bikes. So getting a first big bike was always a big milestone, and getting to experience the highway for the first time was a big milestone since I started riding. I don't know if you guys, long-time followers, you'll remember BB Moto. Unfortunately, she and I aren't together anymore, although we still remain good friends. So she got me into riding, and I remember one of our big milestones was renting a Himalayan 411 for the first time. It was like the second generation, still no ABS. model of the Himalayan. It was such a short, easy ride. It's crazy to think of how far I've come in riding since that time. You know, from just from getting on the highway for the first time on a slow little original Himalayan. And I was back riding for more than half of that ride with BB Moto, doing most of the driving because I just didn't have the confidence yet. And I was finding the old Himalayan a bit big. Imagine going from that to riding in the Himalayas, doing a big adventure, the FJ Moto Mountain Cross, and then just recently riding in Mongolia on T7s. Just the progression in just 4 years, it's giving me a bit of whiplash. And now motorcycling has taken up my whole identity. If you chart that progression from back riding on the old Himalayan on a short highway ride to now riding solo on the new Himalayan on what is generally considered a pretty long ride, though easy ride here in the Philippines. Yeah, I just want to take a moment to appreciate that journey. And not just my journey, but the journey of the Himalayan motorcycle line. Because guys, this bike will just blow you away. I mean, coming from what bikes at this, adventure bikes at this price range used to be when I started riding in 2020, well, it was really mostly between the Himalayan 411, 390 Adventure and the CB500X. And you can argue that this bike is superior to those bikes overall. In some ways, way superior. It's unbelievable how good this bike is. And just the main thing I haven't really done with this bike is take it off-road because I've been waiting for the crash protection from Royal Enfield. And it's taking so long. It might take, it's November now, end of November. And it might arrive as late as January. When adventure riding in the Philippines, like off-road, is generally there's a culture of doing stuff that's best suited to dirt bikes. And I think that's because of the 400cc rule. Basically, if you want to get to the most scenic trails, you have to travel, and you wouldn't want to do it on a dirt bike because you can't get on the highway, or like a dual sport, I mean. You can't take the CRF 300L on the highway, for instance. Pretty place. So it's generally a culture of doing stuff that's a little bit unreasonable on adventure bikes. But, you know, local adventure riders are pretty brave. And I'm trying to become as brave as them. But yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, like, have like a little mini podcast because this ride itself is not very interesting unless you're doing it for the first time. And what makes it interesting now is that I'm doing it for the first time solo. And the first time we did this ride too, the first time I did this ride, I was back riding the whole time on the Interceptor with BB Moto. And it was another one of those riding milestones for us. I had just gotten the Interceptor then. And just imagine then, I didn't have the confidence to be the driver. I just back rode the whole time on my Interceptor with BB Moto. Imagine going from that to this. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'll catch you guys again maybe way later on the highway or maybe off the highway, because this is really long and boring part of this whole ride, but it does cut the travel time significantly.
So just a quick word about this Revit jacket. So of course this is sponsored, so take that as you will. But I use this in Mongolia with all the layers installed. So there's a thermal layer and a waterproof layer, and it kept me warm at about 3 degrees. So I was worried it would be too warm for Philippine use. But now that I'm removing that waterproof layer, the abundant mesh makes it actually really comfortable, even for kind of warmish weather, but I still wouldn't use it in like the height of summer or for off-road riding.
I'll just keep this on for hikers. Alright, we are now going on our second of 2 highways. This is from NLEX to SCTEX. This is going to be the shortest stretch of highway of the 3, but it's also the most scenic. Okay, as SCTEX South, we're going SCTEX North. Mount Ararat, the lonely mountain here in the Pampanga area. It's like an extinct volcano. Is it extinct? Probably. I don't know. Pass through, baby. Welcome to TPLEX. So much high rev punch. Surprising amount of high rev punch. But look at what it's going to my fuel economy. It's only 25. So you see the difference. There is a GPS speed because the Chiggy AI05 has a GPS unit here. So you can see that the difference between the speedo speed and the GPS speed is just 2 to 3 kilometers per hour. About 6k RPM, 113 GPS speed. We're in the low 20s in fuel consumption. No wonder my average for the trip has been less than 25 kilometers per liter, which is a bit high for the Himalayan. So if you really want that 29, almost 30 figure, you have to bump it down to, yeah, about 4,500 RPM, 90 to 100 kilometers per hour if you really want the fuel savings. I remember doing the top speed run on the scrambler and I had to be fully tucked in. On the Himalayan, no such problem. We're just 2 kilometers from the end of the highway. Thank goodness. Alright, so we made it to the Rosario Junction Rotonda. We're here at Clean Fuel Rosario, which is kind of the default stopover before heading up to Baguio. So now we just have basically the final stretch. We're gonna go up mountain roads to go to Baguio. So we have 3 options. One is the shortest and also the most scenic route, Cannon Road. Then Aspiras Palispis Highway, the default route where all the trucks pass. It's longer, but it's also less likely to be closed because it's less affected by landslides and stuff. And then there's a third option, which is the more fun option with some nice, a bit technical twisties, a bit more scenery, but it's also the longest way around. So originally, I wanted to pass there so you guys could see it too. And it's also the more fun road to ride. But I'm gonna opt now instead to try and to see if Cannon Road is open so I can get to Baguio as fast as possible because actually I have some work to do. A client informed me that there's a video they needed as soon as possible. Of course, they understand that I'm traveling today, but yeah, that's just the reality of what we do. So we'll take a quick break here. It's actually almost 1 p.m., but I'm not yet hungry, so I'll just have lunch up in Baguio, land there, get settled. So yeah, let's go. I won't go straight to the hotel. I'm gonna try to have some lunch and coffee. Only 24 kilometers away. Get to Hot Cat Cafe. If you know, you know. Really good coffee here. Like legit specialty coffee. Starting CarPlay. And there we go. We got our navigation going. Thank you, Chiggy Philippines. This is so handy. And I love that it's low profile. The only thing I would change now is, it's the best place to put it is here. It has some kind of GPS mount here to make it so that I don't have to tilt my head down so far. It wants me to pass, where does it want me to pass? It wants me to pass Cannon. Hopefully Cannon is open because that is the scenic and by far the fastest route. So if you're coming to the Philippines to ride a motorcycle, the Cordillera should be at the top of your list. And Baguio is basically kind of the gateway to the Cordilleras. You would stop over there first on your way up there from Manila. I mean, if you weren't coming to the Philippines to ride, then I would actually suggest you skip Manila altogether. You fly straight to the beaches like Palawan, Bohol, Boracay, Siargao, if you're cool. But if you're coming to the Philippines to ride a motorcycle, then the Cordilleras is where it's at. And Manila, you'll be doing it from Manila, so you can also rent a motorcycle, because that's where all the options would be. Okay, looks like there's some road work here. Hooray then! Get to feel out the Himi, but I hate doing this slow. That would have been fun if I could do it fast.
One thing you should know if you're thinking of riding in the Cordilleras, this is not a place for like fast performance riding. This is not like, say, the roads in Thailand you saw in my previous vlog. The road conditions here are quite inconsistent. I mean, both the road quality and the weather. So this is not a place to ride fast. It's a place to really just drink in the scenery, the culture, and everything new. It's a fascinating place, but please don't ride fast here.
Wow. Nice, innit? Bit of traffic though. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, if my ND filter will allow me to get an exposure here. I've turned it into a tunnel. Interesting. Or is it just to reinforce? I don't know, I've never seen this before. That's totally new to me. I think they painted it again. It used to be black when I was a kid. And it looked really striking because I guess it was like the natural color of the rock that goes through it. Making it photorealistic. It's like a bit ridiculous, I think. This is the closest we get to the Himalayas in the Philippines. And I know it's a far cry, but this is our big mountain region, the Cordilleras. Oopsie. Last time I passed here there was a huge accident, so you don't want to mess with that specific hairpin. And here we are running into some weekday Baguio traffic, but this is not bad at all compared to what it's going to be tomorrow and on Sunday. I have a Harley Enjoyer right here. The travel time is 15 minutes to go 2.5 kilometers. Oh my, much traffic. Come on, I don't want to see that. Show me the map. Okay, we're here on the right. Oh, I'm really grateful for just the utter manageability of the Himalayan right now. It should be here, where Mount Cloud Bookshop is. It's okay. That's a nice ride. Super easy. Thanks for joining me for that.
So what's special about this place? This is like legit specialty. Like, my cup of coffee here is 450 pesos for a pour over, which is really expensive, but they have really good stuff. So I already made an order, but I wanted to show you the walk-in. And there, this is Hot Cat Cafe. Super legit specialty coffee up here in Baguio. And here's what we're brewing today. Go ahead. Yeah, thanks for that. Low Calf Costa Rica coffee from the barn, Berlin. Super legit. Beautiful welcoming here. Is this the switch?
Yes.
Oh wow, I was just literally like looking it up the other day.
The switch is very useful if you like experimenting with your boost.
I see.
The head can also be interchanged between the V60 and then this Mugen.
Ah, galing. Okay.
Pero not a lot of body.
Okay.
So you'll get some of those florals.
Okay.
Taste and then sa aroma. And then a lot of the peach dun sa acidity. Especially once it feels a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay guys, enough vlogging for now. I'm gonna enjoy this. Breakfast and my coffee. And we'll wrap it up when I get to the hotel. Just over 10 minutes to get across town. We're at 2.7 kilometers, not super close. So we're gonna have to cross some traffic for sure. Let's go. All right, we've made it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Super happy with the bike. Learned a lot about the bike too, because this is the longest I've ridden it, especially by myself. Really enjoyable, really easy. Yeah, I think I'll be doing more of these long solo tours. I really enjoyed this. If you're still here, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I learned something about Himalayan, hope you did too. See you guys next time.